What is up, everybody? It is Dirty and
DZAN. What is up, my people? Today is June 22nd, Wednesday, but for you, Friday the 24th. Happy belated Father's Day to all the great dads and single mothers out there. Happy Father's Day, as well as happy Juneteenth. That also happened this past weekend, so happy Freedom Day, my people.
Right on that.
Man, let me tell you guys right now, I'm not even going to let Dirty speak. I'm not going to ask him how he's doing. He has got me enthralled in the Stanley Cup. And game 4 is on tonight, Wednesday the 22nd.
2 days ago. Again.
Holy shit, man. I'm going to start this off because I'll give my filthy casual level of events. I thought
you're getting there.
After the first two, Colorado is slaughtering these motherfuckers. It's too easy. What are we doing here? First game, nice back and forth. Second game, that was sad. That was really sad. Third game, nice back and forth. And then Tampa just fucking ran away with it, living up to their name of Lightning. There was a lot of really good shots, bro. I was really taken back by some of the goals. And not only some of the goals, but the fucking flexibility of some of the deflections. It's incredible. These athletes are absolutely incredible. Saw the highlights. So good. And then Dirty D shared with me, Seider from the Red Wings got
Seider,
rookie.
baby.
Oh my God. Rookie of the year. And man, the highlight video they put together for that one, beautiful. This teenage, barely,
he's a kid,
20 years old, man. And he's a fucking brick house, dude. He's a fucking brick house. Dirty.
And then last night he ends up on the award show getting the Calder Trophy Rookie of the Year award, and he goes up there, owns the stage. You know, DZAN and I were talking about this just before we started about when we were 20 years old. To put us in a room with 15 people to read a presentation or something would have been terrifying. He's 20 years old.
20 years old, man.
He's speaking to all of Canada. He's speaking to probably a couple million people here in the United States. He's got another 8 million people over in Europe watching. You know, there's potentially 20, 30 million people watching this show. He walks up there like it's an old hat to him. It was amazing. Goes up there and says, oh yeah, my parents couldn't be here because they went to Croatia and decided that going on vacation was more important. So it was hilarious.
Under the bus. Love it.
Under the bus. But yeah, he was absolutely electrifying last night. Yeah. And so happy for him. Austin Matthews won the Hart Trophy MVP. It surprised me a little bit. I get, listen, he deserved it. He did. I just kind of thought Connor McDavid would win based on a number of things, but nevertheless, congratulations to Austin Matthews. Still, fuck all you Toronto Maple Leafs fans.
In true Dirty fashion.
Fashion.
Dirty, tell me what your thoughts are on the Cup, man. What do you think about these games?
So last week when we're talking, right?
Yeah.
It was Wednesday night, which was game one.
Right.
Even though you guys didn't see this podcast until Friday, but when we talked about it, I'm like, yeah, this could go either way. Remember, I said, Colorado's deeper, but Tampa's better at goalie and so on. And after game 2, I'm like, well, there went that.
Yeah. There's that back and forth.
But keeping it real, honest to God, I still believed that they could come back. I honestly did. First of all, they lost 3 years ago in the first round. They got swept by Columbus. Speaking of Tampa, that seems to happen to every great team. That first year of that great team, and let's take Buffalo Bills. They might be that team this year, right?
Right.
They got bounced early last year, and everybody thought for sure they were going to at least the AFC Championship game, but winning the Super Bowl, a lot of people had them. And here we are a year later, and they haven't won a Super Bowl. But everybody on planet Earth knows that they're probably next. Right. So it was the same way with Tampa, and they got bounced that first round against Columbus 3 years ago. Then the following season, they go on and win a Stanley Cup. Last season, they go on and win a second Stanley Cup. This season, they're on their third run. It's unbelievable. It really is.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun watch, man.
I wanted to say something. We had 7-8 views total on our podcast from last week. We don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
But even though I got to think one of those people that watched the podcast last week stole my thunder, because if you remember last week, I said I was talking about Pat Maroon and saying, hey, he's a grinder. He's not a scorer.
Right.
And all of this stuff. But somehow here's this guy working on his fourth straight Stanley Cup.
Right.
And all of a sudden, after I said that, all weekend long, everybody started talking about it. Yesterday on Pat McAfee, he talked about it at nauseum. And I'm like, wait a minute here. I'm the originator on this.
No, Pat. You can't be taking her.
Come on,
you gotta now. No. Endorse us, Pat.
Give us a shout out at least, man. Come on. What are we doing here?
Following statement I agree with from the Dirty and DZAN podcast. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a fun watch. I honestly, in my humble, probably very wrong opinion, I don't see Tampa getting the cup at the end, but we'll see, man. We will see what happens. Let's get to some MMA. And before we get to the greatest fight night that we've ever seen in our life, let's talk about real quick little blurb here. BKFC, as I was talking about last week, has been getting up all these UFC fighters. John Dotson, they got Mike Perry. They're doing a great Bellator thing with Michael Venom Page and Mike Perry. They also now just got Greg Hardy. This is going to be a fun, man. This promotion is, and they're scooping up the right people, because they're the people that still has the name to them, but haven't been deteriorated from the UFC, that were still kind of held in a great light, but while they left the UFC. It's very, very smart by the BKFC team.
Let me slide right in here.
Yeah.
Live Golf. If you don't know what I'm referring to, it's a promotion that's happening in Saudi Arabia. It's being funded by Saudis. And there's a big controversy because Greg Norman and now a bunch of other golfers are going over there signing these big, gigantic contracts, tens of millions of dollars.
Shit.
I don't know how anybody can blame them. And listen, we can get into the semantics about where this money's coming from. Stop it. Just fucking stop it. Everything is, all that money is in the United States. Okay, let's not get it twisted. There are corporations from California all the way to the East Coast that are doing business with Saudi businesses. So this moral high ground that we're taking with this whole Live Golf thing is nauseating to me. It's so inconsistent. But at any rate, this is the same thing. Live Golf is kind of pilfering some of the maybe somewhat aging golfer, although they just signed Brooks Koepka and some other younger guys, but for the most part, they're picking older, high profile names, right?
Right. Still got game. You know what I mean?
Still have a name that it's going to draw fans.
Right.
Enough of a name left to do that. And this is the same thing. And PGA hasn't figured it out yet. And they're combating it now because this is the problem that so many people have with the PGA versus Live. Live is signing checks. The PGA doesn't sign checks. The PGA takes all of that sponsorship money and they keep it for themselves. Right. The golfers don't get that money.
Right.
the golfers get the money that was the sponsors place in there.
Already promised, already, you know what I mean? One check. Yeah.
Yeah. So now what they're doing is they're going to create this thing where it's like $50 million or $25 million. And at the end of the year, it's kind of like the Winston Cup in NASCAR, I guess. Where if you get the total points, you win this purse, something to that effect.
Right.
The UFC hasn't even done that.
Right.
And I got to caution you, Dana White. You better figure this out, man, because these guys are getting very creative.
Yeah.
And all they're doing is helping Bellator.
Yeah.
Because nobody's tuning in to BKFC because they're strictly a Bellator fan, right?
Right.
They're a fan of fighting, right?
Right. They're mainly UFC fans too, because that's what they're going after. They're going after the UFC fan. Yeah.
Right.
The UFC
But now Bellator is going to reap the benefits of UFC names.
Because they were the first to do this joint promotion. You're absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, look at what BKFC is already doing. UFC is black and gold. BKFC is black and yellow. Mm-hmm. The way that they do their production for their shows, very similar than the way that BKFC does it. BKFC will sometimes
notice that. You're right about that.
They'll do a show on Friday when UFC has a show on Saturday. Mm-hmm. Unless they have to do the pay-per-views, then the pay-per-views are done in the same night, but they're done later. They're so fucking smart with it. When you're done watching the UFC, you can click over to your BKFC app and there's the main card that just started. They're very smart with it. And this is why they've grown this large in a very short period of time. The UFC took at least 15 years. This was called the Dark Ages. It took at least 15 years before it started gaining real traction. Now, granted, BKFC weren't the first in, the Western area to be doing this, but they're growing way faster than a lot of people have anticipated. And I'm really excited for what they're going to be doing next. I think they're doing things a little smarter. Back in BKFC 5, he says, if you don't fight, you don't get paid. And we've come a long way from that time. We've come a long way.
Well, and hey, sound familiar? I mean, that's what Dana used to do.
No shit.
Kind of still does, really.
Speaking of, here we go. The greatest fight night probably we have ever seen. UFC Austin. So many amazing fights, so many finishes. Dana White said, I don't know who the fuck to give this to. So we're giving $50K to every single finisher, 11 bonuses. Holy shit. Come on now.
I got to push back a little bit here.
Push back on what?
Incredible fights.
Yes.
No doubt.
Yes.
No doubt. And I want to say Tim Means broke my heart.
Yeah.
But we'll set that aside.
Yeah.
There were 50 people there.
What do you mean? The gate sold out?
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
There's nobody there. Did you see?
You were probably watching the prelims, dog. It was crazy in there.
But it was the prelims. In all fairness, it was the prelims. But hang on.
Okay.
I watched the very last fight of the prelims, and I'm telling you, there were 50 fucking people in that fucking arena.
All right, Dirty D. I'll get. You know what I will say is mainly where the camera is showing. Those are all like the celebrity seats, and those motherfuckers don't like showing up until the main card.
Yeah, well, I know that. Yeah.
Check this out. Phil Hawes, okay, barking at DC for backing his longtime friend and training partner, who's also a coach, Deron Wynn. Whom he just brutally beat for 8 minutes. He fucked him up for 8 minutes and then said, DC, you chose the wrong opponent. You can fight me next week. But this is what I love. DC put his hand up, said, don't be disrespectful. And immediately, did you see Phil's fucking face? Immediately go down. It looked like a dog who had just fucking learned that he's about to get his ass whooped. It was so incredible. DC diffused that. And then Herb Dean was like, yo, hey, back up.
Well,
but DC did an incredible job, man.
But
he
did
a really good job.
Sean O'Malley's coming at him.
Oh, Sean O'Malley. Yeah. Sean O'Malley fucking straight up on DC's show.
Yeah.
Confronted him. I know. And they had a good talk about it.
on a live stream. They weren't in the same room. They weren't in the octagon together.
Exactly. And Phil was just like, I'm not being disrespectful. Okay. All right. And then at the end, I'm sorry, DC, don't beat me up. It was my fault.
On.
Yeah. So good for Phil Hawes apologizing. Got really heated. And yeah, it was a great fight. It's so dope when you see that shit happen in the prelims. Come on, man. Cody Stamann retires Eddie Wineland after 59 seconds. Come on. I mean, this is prelims, Dirty D. Come on.
I know, but the Eddie Wineland,
he's taking so much damage. Dude, I'm so glad he took, as soon as I saw him taking the gloves and tape off, I'm like, thank God. Thank God. He doesn't need to be going through anymore.
It was
this
funny,
is too
though.
much.
DC said, I don't know if you caught this. He was talking about him looking like a poster from a 1940s fighter poster.
Yes, like the boxer. Yeah. He does.
That's exactly what he looks like.
He does look like that. Oh my God. Ricardo.
That's Sean O'Malley's big win, right?
It's right. That's his highlight fucking punch, dude. Is that Eddie Wineland.
Right.
Jesus, man. Ricardo Hamos spinning elbow to seal the deal in the first round against Danny Chavez. Amazing. And then Jeremiah Wells landed a fucking bomber one-hitter quitter against Court McGee.
That was a big shot.
Poor Court McGee. But anyways, guys, that was just the fucking prelims. And then we had Adrian Yanez. Adrian Yanez getting the knockout in the first round of the main card. Huge win for Adrian Yanez, and then causing some drama after that as well. We had Julian Marquez, who lost Gregory Rodriguez. We're going to be talking about Gregory Rodriguez here in a minute. And then we had Damir Ismagulov getting one of the, I think it was the first. Thank you. Right. He got the first decision of the night. So, and that was the low of the whole card. And it was still a good fight. Then my man, Joaquin Buckley, going to talk about him as well in a minute. Man, amazing KO, shutting that motherfucker's eye. If you guys don't know, before this fight, what is his name? Derev, Albert Derev, whatever his name is. He was talking so much shit to Joaquin. I'm going to kill you in there. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to slaughter you.
That guy.
Pointing to his team.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill you, wrestle you, blah, blah, blah. Motherfucker gets kicked the shit beat out of him. And then doctor stoppage because his eye just will not fucking open. Great job, Joaquin Buckley, on that one. And then, of course, like we were talking about with Tim Means, Dirty Bird here, Albuquerque's own not getting it done, actually getting submitted by big mouth superhero Superman himself, Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland,
I love Kevin Holland, you know that, but
yeah, absolutely, man.
Tim
absolutely.
Means, if you guys don't know,
he's got that.
Listen, man, I love that dude.
Yeah.
Just mad respect. If you don't know his story, go look into it. Listen to the story when he went to jail and about his daughter and all of it.
Yep.
It's an incredible story. And I refer to him as the poor man's Tom Brady. Go look up, pull up a Google picture of him and you'll see what I mean.
He does look like the poor man's Tom Brady.
But yeah, that broke my heart, man. I knew he wasn't going to win. Kevin Holland is
me too.
Monster.
I didn't think it was going to be a submission.
I didn't think it'd be a submission, and I didn't think it would be quite that
quick,
easy and quick. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Did the judges get it wrong this time, Dirty D? Calvin Kattar loses to Josh Emmett in a very close 5-round war. I would say Josh Emmett won that one. I don't think it was too big of a controversy.
I
but
saw
of course,
the highlights, in all fairness.
Gotcha. Okay. I will say Calvin Kattar definitely knocked Josh Emmett down more. But guys, what is it going to be? Are we gonna dock the judges for not relying on ground control, or are we going to dock them for not relying enough? It can't be perfect. This is the world we live in. I think it would be a lot easier if there were open scoring. That way we would all know, there would be no debate. So we won't say, oh no, I think he got 2 and 1 and blah, blah, blah. Because let's be honest, at the end of the day, we don't care about what the judges are saying unless we're hearing it in real time. It does alter your perception of the fight. I just think if we had open scoring, it'd be easier.
I'm not going to unpack this again because you're in the middle of talking. We've already talked about it, but I just want to reiterate. the open scoring thing would be a game changer in the UFC, in my opinion, because if you got a 3-round fight or a 5-round fight and you're down 2 or you're down 3, what are you going to do? You're going to go lay it out, man.
Yep.
End of story. It's such a beautiful fix, and they've yet to embrace it.
Yep. A couple more topics on MMA, but real quick, we're going to take just a real quick break.
Be right back, guys.
All right. We are back.
We're back.
All right. Let me start off with this real quick. If you guys are not following us on Instagram at Dirty
Missing Out
apostrophe in DZAN, we post highlights every week. Post here about every week. And this happened? Last week,
did something happen?
Well, we had Gregory Rodriguez RoboCop himself after his win. We shared these beautiful knockouts and wins on our story, and he hearted our story, and then he messaged me personally thanking us with his RoboCop emoji. You damn right. And I said, wow, always RoboCop, and he hearted that too. You goddamn right. Not only that, Dirty D, but we also shared the amazing victory for Joaquin Buckley. And he also shared that to his story.
He did?
He hearted that as well.
I didn't know this information. This is awesome.
Guys, I lost my shit on Saturday.
You did.
Okay. I lost my shit. I almost texted Dirty.
He blew me up, man.
2:00 in the morning for him. And I erased the entire message. And I was like, when you wake up, do it. And I did. As soon as I woke up, Dirty, guess what the fuck happened? I sent him screenshots. Look at this. Oh my God.
Hey, that's fucking awesome, bro.
It's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome.
And I mean, dude, if we could just one of these guys.
Yeah. Give me 5 minutes of your time. I would love to just pick one of these brains. Yes. So really fucking awesome that happened, guys.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll work on Mo Seider. You work on John Jones.
You're damn right. Yeah.
Let's get it.
We got it. You got it. Yeah. I'll get John in person. We'll be sitting next to each other. Yeah.
And I'll have Mo.
We don't need to do any video conference. Yep. Yeah. It'll be good.
Yeah, he'll fly down. He'll fly down on his dime, I'm sure. So,
Instagram's going to hit us up for that blue check any day now.
I'm sure of that too.
All right. Before we get into music, which I'm really excited to get into music, I want to say one thing and just about how utterly disgusted I am with Aljamain Sterling. He's trying to hold on to that belt so bad. Him and Carla Esparza as well. Carla's already starting.
I've noticed that.
I'm not ready for Whaley in October. I need to heal. Heal from what?
I saw that.
You jogged around for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
What do you need to recover from?
I was stunned. Listen.
Both of them. But Carla
surprised me a little bit more, honestly.
Yeah. But Aljo, he's trying to hold on to that belt so damn hard. Last week, it leaked that Aljo and TJ Dillashaw was targeted for September, UFC 279. Then this week, Aljo came out saying that he's not paid enough, that the UFC is made him be the bad guy and that he didn't have to do that and that he should be paid accordingly for taking that role. And now he wants to be paid for all the hard work that he's done. Blah, blah, blah. This has become the new thing. If a fighter doesn't want the smoke, they bring up fighter pay. And it's fucking disgusting. I am not a fighter myself. I don't have to cut weight. I don't have to go through rigorous training. I don't know what it's
Clearly,
like.
We don't cut weight.
I don't. But what I do know is the fact that Dana White just gave $50,000 to 11 people who got finishes because he was happy that many finishes went out, even though really there should only be 2 or 3 performance bonuses.
That's the way it's set up. It's been set up like that.
I wouldn't call them a completely unfair company because at the end of the day, you as fighters put your name at the bottom of that paper, signing that deal, agreeing with everything that is put forth. Do changes need to be made? Absolutely. But you don't get to use that as a bargaining chip for your fights. It's not okay. You've seen it happen all years with Nate Diaz.
You signed your deal.
You signed your deal.
Story.
This is the game, man. And Aljo is just like, nah, now I'm want to hold on to that. And I got to be honest, I don't like cheaters either with TJ. I don't like the state of the bantamweight division right now. It used to be a flourishing, one of the best, if not the best divisions in the UFC. And it's getting bad, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
It's where all of all of the shade is.
Yeah.
That's where 125 and 135, for whatever reason, for the past 2 years, thanks to Cejudo and Sterling.
Yeah.
It is the shadiest, and TJ, the snake.
Sean rubbing people the wrong way. You know what I mean?
Going. Yeah.
We have great fighters like Sanhagen, Aldo now, busting out.
Sure.
You have your Rob Fonts, but
yeah, but they're not the ones that are grabbing headlines.
Exactly. And that's what sucks, man. And that's why I don't like the state of the division right now. So
I'm with you.
Don't get it twisted on there, right? It's not like it's a shitty division. I just named
not the fight, not fighters. What happens inside the octagon.
What is happening at the top, right? The motions at the top. So let's clarify that. Yeah.
I also think it's really important to point out something. I don't remember the story, but it was about 3 or 4 years ago. Dana White, there was a kid in Korea or something. Do you remember this story? And he was in a lot of trouble, and he needed some medical attention or something to this effect. And Dana wrote a check for like $250,000, sent it to his family.
Come on.
The kid's doing great. The last I heard it, which was about 2 years ago, he was doing fantastic. No, Dana never ever discussed this until reporters came to him way after the fact, and were asking him about it. And then he said, "Well, yeah, we tried to do what we could do to help, and but he never ever came forward with it himself. He sat on this until reporters came to him like 6 months later.
Yep.
So when I look at Aljo, and I look at his track record, and then I look at Dana, and I look at his track record between the two, and I'm not saying Dana is absolved from all things because some stuff he deserves, the whole thing with promotion and cross promotions and things like that.
Right.
I think he's way behind on that. But as far as being a good dude, come on, man. What are we talking about here?
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
Aljo's trying to pick and gash everything outside of the octagon. But when he gets inside the octagon, he's a completely different person.
No shit. Yep.
You lost me, bro.
Yep. Completely, man. Completely. Let's get off of that. Let's get on to some music. Dirty D.
Hey, real quick, before we get into music, if you don't mind.
Please.
And we have not discussed this, and the reason I haven't discussed it is terrible. And it's because I'm a Steelers fan. Okay. It's the only reason I haven't talked about it, because I know what it looks like optically. But at this point, I don't care anymore. Deshaun Watson, right there. What is happening right now is so disgusting between him and his attorneys, the Cleveland Browns organization,
the staff, the entire organization,
the fans. And I'm going to address the elephant in the room here, the pink elephant in the room. And that is Ben Roethlisberger, Ben Rapelessberger, whatever you want to call him. Listen, man, first of all, apples and oranges, number one. One of those stories was proven untrue out of the two. And the one that was that both parties admitted that it did happen, at least to a degree. You can argue about, who was more believable or whatever. Right. But the fact of the matter is that Ben Roethlisberger has been paying for that every day for the rest of his career and will continue to do so for the rest of his life. Deshaun Watson has 26 cases. What in the fuck are we doing, man?
Yep.
Why is this guy still playing in the league? Why?
What kind of message is that sending, right?
To women.
Yep. Yep, you're absolutely right. I'm really glad you brought that up, D. I'm really glad you brought that up.
That's
and by
fucked
the
up.
way, you also like to sour the mood, like right before I'm about to say something
Before music
exciting.
every time.
I'm all, listen, guys. I'm so excited. You're all, hold on. Let me depress you real quick.
Let me bring this down a notch.
Let me make you tear. Guys, we had a lot of music drop last week. DZAN, oh man, I had a lot of fun. Listen,
So did I.
West Side Boogie, more black superheroes. It dropped. I didn't see my favorite reactor reacting to it, which was weird because I thought that he would have jumped on it like right away.
Or
considering
maybe
his best fucking friend is like was like his most anticipated album of the year. I don't know. It kind of struck me as odd.
Maybe his wife was in the hospital a couple weeks ago and got way behind on PayPal's.
I immediately regret everything I just said.
Yeah, you see what I did there, right? I had to hit you from the side of the head.
Yep. Yeah, you did. You did. So. You did a really good job. Thank you, Dirty D. Listen, guys. What I'm more mad about.
Move. I apologize, brother.
No. This is what I'm more mad about, okay? Is that Drake decided to try and take my man Shine by just shadow dropping an album called Honestly Nevermind.
Oh, I haven't know about this.
I haven't heard it yet. You know why? Because I'm listening to West Side Boogie, Drake. You shouldn't have dropped your shit this week. And then you know who else dropped?
Fair.
Kevin Gates with his anticipated album Kaza. A lot of his fans were waiting for this album to come out. It came out. I haven't heard it because I've been listening to West Side Boogie, Kevin Gates, and I'm going to admit something that is probably going to hurt a lot of my stands.
Very fair statements, everybody.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna hurt a lot of my stands out there.
I'm with you.
Eminem dropped a single with CeeLo Green called "The King and I." I have not heard it. Yes, I have not heard it. You know why?
You were listening to West Side Boogie.
Do not drop your shit the same week as an album that I've been waiting for 3 years for. It's
West Side Boogie.
You made me choose, Marshall, and I'm not happy with the outcome either. But I am going to definitely make room for the single and then Kevin Gates. And if I have time, I'll check out Drake's shit. I've heard it's a lot more R&B. I don't like that Drake. I haven't liked Drake since 2015 or so.
As you know, I'm not a big fan. So.
Right. So listen, a lot of fucking music, all jokes aside. I will be going through all of that, but I did want to say More Black Superheroes is a fantastic album. It's 12 tracks. And I'm as sad as I am that it's only 12 tracks, it fits so fucking well together. And I want to point out one very important thing is the beautiful contrast between Morale and the Big Steppers, and More Black Superheroes. The authenticity, the realness, the openness. It's about a man going to therapy and having, saying real issues, getting it out there on the microphone, using that microphone as your therapist. A lot of similarities in both albums when it comes to the overall tone of the album, both being, to uplift the culture, to uplift, let's not beat around the bush. Black men who, find it more comfortable to keep it inside than to reach out for help, because in the culture, that's what is, it's taboo to be reaching out like that. Right. And it's nice to have, these voices, one being the best rapper in the game right now, shining light to it. And then a great up and comer, from the same area doing it his own way. It was fucking beautiful to see, a beautiful project. He really put it all out there. If you guys have not heard it, please go check it out. It truly is amazing. The very last track, Anthony/War, it's one of my favorite songs that Boogie has ever put out. So amazing. I'll say that. So that's it. That's all I had. I know I spewed it all out there, but that's what I got for music this week, guys. I'm gonna be threading through the rest of it later on. Dirty D, do you have anything else, my guy?
No, that was beautiful, brother. That was very well said, because the one thing that I've always noticed about West Side Boogie is how organic his music is. Like I never ever feel like anything is obligatory. Like so there's so many times when you hear so many repeated lines in hip hop, right?
Yes.
And inflections and cadences and all of that thing, all of the things that comprise hip hop, right? They tend to be repeated, and actually that's true in any genre of music, but we're talking about hip hop. And West Side Boogie is always, he in a sense, hear me out on this, okay? In a sense, he's a little bit like Tyler, the Creator, in the sense of you don't see things coming. And so there's always like this thing where it's so beautiful and comforting.
Yes.
But at the same time, you're kind of on edge because you don't know what to expect.
Right.
Does it make sense?
No, makes complete sense.
That's the one thing about West Side Boogie I really, really appreciate.
Yes. I appreciate you saying that, brother. I appreciate you saying that. All right, guys, listen, if you made it this far, I appreciate you.
And we forgot to hit the goddamn like button, didn't we?
I forgot to say it in the beginning. Yeah, so hit that motherfucker, comment down below, subscribe.
Nobody's paying attention anyway.
I thank every single, and I mean single. And I mean single. I appreciate every single one of you who watch this and make it to this
Thanks,
point.
Michael.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Wait, hold on. We will see you next week, where we will be breaking down the International Fight Week. God.
And potentially Stanley Cup winner.
Potentially Stanley Cup winner. That's right. Thank you, guys. Peace.